For the tax year 2022, there are three main tax deductions related to education that I want to discuss today. That's the American Opportunity Tax Credit, AOTC, the Lifetime Learning Credit, LLC, and the Educator Expense Deduction. Hello, I'm Kiwanis, your credit advisor. Let's jump into today's video. The American Opportunity Tax Credit is a tax credit up to $2,500 per year for qualified education expenses paid for each eligible student for the first 4 years of higher education. It can be claimed by the taxpayer for themselves, their spouse, or a dependent from which they can claim the exemption on their tax return. To be eligible, the student must be pursuing a degree or other recognized education credential and must not have completed the first 4 years of post-secondary education as of the beginning of the tax year. Now let's talk about the Lifetime Learning Credit. It is a tax credit up to $2,000 per year for qualified education expenses paid for higher education. Now, unlike the AOTC, there is no limit on the number of years the LLC can be claimed. However, it is non-refundable, which means it can only reduce your tax liability to zero, but it cannot result in a tax refund. The tax deduction for teachers is also known as the Educator Expense Deduction, and it is a tax benefit available to K through 12 educators in the United States. The deduction allows eligible educators to deduct up to $300 of unreimbursed expenses for things like supplies, books, equipment, and other materials that they use in the classroom. To be eligible for the tax deduction, you must be a K through 12 teacher, instructor, counselor, principal, or other aide who worked at least 900 hours during the school year in a school that provides elementary or secondary education as determined by your state law. Additionally, the expense must be incurred in connection with the individual's employment as an educator, and it must be used in the classroom. It's important to note that the Educator Expense Deduction is an above-the-line tax deduction. This means that it can be claimed regardless of whether you itemize deductions or if you take the standard deduction. This means that you can claim the deduction even if you don't have any other itemizable deductions. It's worth noting that these tax deductions are subject to income limitations and other restrictions, so it's a good idea to consult with a tax professional or with the IRS for guidance on your individual situation. Thank you for watching this video on education credits. I hope that you have found it valuable. Until next time, y'all stay well.